Mother Gooseberry is one of my top 3 favorite antagonists from the Outlast trials. And the one thing that always stuck out to me is that I always wanted to know what was her backstory, because when it comes to her trials, it's very focused on children and that she wants to save the children. You have grind the bad apples. You also have the trial where it's foster the orphans. You have feed the children. You'll also have reunite the family. And I always wanted to know, where did all that stem from? So if this video does interest you, we are going to dive into Mother Gooseberry's background. Who is Dr. Futherman to her?
Everybody's invited in, Dr. Daddy. Daddy?
Somebody's dead, Father!
So stick around as we dive into who exactly is Mother Gooseberry.
I shall deliver your punishment.
You should have turned down this bounty, Talos.
Now, first we're going to jump into her physical appearance in the game, and she's a very noticeable character. She has a white blouse, long plaid dress, and gray stocking. She also wears a black belt with a gold buckle, a red necktie, a white bib, and black gloves. When you get a closer look at her face, it looks like it's different stitchings, and the best way I can describe it is, imagine watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you know how Leatherface cuts off people's faces and he wears them as his own? It's similar to that in my opinion. It's like she took pieces of skin and just put it on her face. On the top of her head is hairless, however she does have hair on her sides that are gray. Now she does have her right hand man, Futherman. He is a duck puppet made of leather with white feathers. He wears a top hat, a yellow polka dotted bow tie. His bill is made of metal, and when he opens his mouth, he has a drill inside, and he also has teeth and gums which resembles real human teeth and gums. Now, I know a lot of people may be wondering, like, who is Mary Gooseberry? What is her background story when it comes to the game? All the information I've been able to gather was that she was a disgraced, mentally unstable children host. She struggled with psychosis and disassociation, and this was happening because her father passed. Now, her alternate personality, which is Dr. Futherman, is actually an avatar of her abusive father. The backstory of that is that she is a daughter of a dentist in Philadelphia. She was her father's assistant, and she used puppets to distract the patients during drilling and surgeries. However, at that time, she was very much into taxidermy and musical theater, which makes a lot of sense based on how I believe it's in the game, not in the game, but I believe it's in the trial, grind the bad apples. And when you get into the root canal, it's where she literally cuts somebody's face off and put them on. I think she either hangs it up or she puts it on somebody else's face. I'll insert the clip.
You can't have joy in your heart without a smile. And for a smile, you need a... You need a mouth, Dr. Daddy. And for a mouth, you need a face. Look at that pretty face.
Being into musical theater, I also see that a lot as well, because when she's in the game, she's usually humming, she's usually singing a lot as well. She sings a lot of different nursery rhymes, and I'm believing this all ties into her hosting the TV show. Now you may be wondering, well, what is the TV show? So she had a studio called Featherland Studios, and it was a show that she had in 1951 called the Mother Gooseberry Hour. And during that time on the show is when her father passed. And when her father passed, as I mentioned earlier, that she was suffering from psychosis and disassociation, the tone of the show shifted with her. And then the TV platform used the show for like mail orders for dental drops, and it was a way to get children addicted to narcotics, violence, theft and possibly murder. And the children who watched the show eventually just had this cult-like immortal behavior. They was into drug use and other shenanigans. But the studios did get raided in 1955. During the raid, 2 police officers were killed and 5 was injured. And they raided the studios because she was charged with racketeering, kidnapping, and conspiracy to commit murder. She did escape underneath the set using the tunnels, and she attacked the police officers with the drills. Now, she was arrested, but what exactly was inside the studios is still unclear to this day. I kind of wanted to look more into it, but I couldn't find any information about it. But what was in the studio is just unclear. We don't know what was in the studios. So she was finally caught and she was sent to prison north of Philadelphia, and she went under different dermatological experiments under the supervision of a doctor, and she was exposed to so many different things. However, she actually survived all the experiments, with her physical health remaining remarkable. Now we're going to get into the difference between Mother Gooseberry and Dr. Futherman. Now I know it's kind of strange of why are you telling us the difference of this, because we know they're 2 different things, but Mother Gooseberry, that's not her actual name. Her real name is Phyllis.
It's best.
Don't take that, Phyllis!
And she speaks very motherly. She has a motherly tone of voice. She refers to herself as mother, the reagents as children. She sometimes has hints of kindness, and at the beginning of the root canal level, she's welcoming the reagents with open arms, while Dr. Futherman is questioning their presence there.
Come in, come join the party. We're all going to have such fun. La 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 la.
Oh, who invited Lyra to my daughter's tunnel?
Oh, everybody's invited in, Dr. Daddy. It's a place so wonderful, nobody ever thought to leave.
Now, she does have a level of seductiveness when it came into regards to the deviant that we was tormenting in the trial pervert, the Futherman. And her comments to Coyle during that trial, Dr. Futherman would criticize her.
That police officer was leering at me and stroking his nightstick.
Would you stop fidgeting, for God's sakes?
I'm just trying to fix my face, Daddy.
Since when did you care about... Oh my God, this is about that fucking cop, isn't it, you great slatternly slut?
When it came to Franco, it was a little bit of confusion because he was armed, but then she just had this motherly desire to nurse him.
Daddy, maybe I could talk to the little dapper fellow by myself.
Oh, you're killing your poor father.
It does get lonely.
If there's one fucking thing I don't fucking need, it's somebody's dead father in a power drill playing chaperone.
Now we're going to get into Dr. Futherman, but it's actually her disassociation, where it's actually her talking and it's the change in her pitch and it's more nasally and throaty, and the second personality is more aggressive, profane, and outspoken compared to Mother Gooseberry herself, to the point to where sometimes you will catch it to where she is insulting herself, calling her like a mistake, or he'll make comments about how if you don't take control of your children, then I will.
Hey, that's my job!
Dr. Futterman, Daddy, what are you doing?
If you won't take care of your teeth, then I will!
Because it's a completely different personality when it's Dr. Futherman talking, when it comes to his enjoyment and expresses his interest into torturing the reagents with his drill. So when it comes to when you see her, and if she sees you, she attacks you on sight, which is very contradicting to her personality because she gives off this very motherly tone, the nursery rhymes, she talks about wanting to save the children, she prefers reagents as children, but the moment she sees you, she's just ready to be on the attack. And to be honest, I'm not sure if that is her personality or if it is Dr. Featherman's personality or if it's just a weird clash of the two. Now, if you played the early access version of the game, when she attacks you with the drill, in the new version, it has it to where the blood is dripping down on the screen, and it gets to the point to where you are continuously losing life. And if you don't have a potion bottle or a bandage, you more than likely will bleed out and die. Compared to the early access version, you may get attacked, but you can still just keep running and you'll be perfectly fine without worrying about bleeding out and dying. When you are playing a trial with her, you will see the Featherman duck dolls holding a stack of TNT dynamite, and it's always scattered around the environment. And I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but those dynamites be getting on my nerves in the game because one, is usually like in the most inconvenient location. Let's say that you're running from somebody and you're trying to hide and you don't have a lot of options, and they're just sitting a duck right there that you didn't see, and now it's going to explode and you're exposed to the enemy that you was running from, and now you have a whole nother chase scene. But if you have a bottle or a brick, just throw it at it and then you'll be perfectly fine. As I was reading about Mary Gooseberry, so it may have been inspired by a real-life murderer named Ed Gein, who himself was inspired by other characters in the horror genre. When it came to the taxidermy and her goose theming in particular, it kind of resonates with the characteristics of Norman Bates, which is from the 1960 horror film Psycho, which is also another character that was inspired by Gein. More than likely, her character has been inspired by those. And if you really wanted to take it an extra step, I guess you can also say it's somewhat inspired by Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, by not only the serial killers removing the faces off of the victims for power tool, but they also wear them to cover their disfigured faces. And her makeup resembles Leatherface's Pretty Lady mask in the 1974 film. When it comes to the usage of the power drill, it may have been inspired by the slasher movie The Slumber Party Massacre, where the main antagonist in the movie uses a power drill as his weapon of choice. And before I get off this video, I cannot remember if I mentioned this earlier in the video or not, so if I did, I apologize for repeating this. However, Dr. Featherman's body was never recovered, and that it is believed that with him taking drugs and alcohol together might have been one of the reasons that took a toll on his physical health, and that his death could have been a result of a drug habit. And that is all that I wrote today. Thank you so much for watching my video. Comment down below what is your favorite trial or who's your favorite antagonist from the Outlast franchise. If you enjoyed my video, give me a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you have a character from the Outlast franchise that you'd like me to look into and make a video about, definitely comment it down below and I will get the ball rolling to get that video out for you. And again, if you are actively playing the Outlast trials, good luck on your therapy, and I'll see you next time.
This is a little extra.